Be starting now. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ashish Bhatnagar, and I'm working as an ICT teacher in an international school in Jakarta. Jakarta is the capital city of Indonesia. So I'm based here for past 8 years, and before coming to Indonesia, Jakarta, I have worked for a long time as an ICT teacher, or we call it as an IT or computer teacher in India also. And in total, I have got around 18 years of teaching experience, and in my current job, I am basically teaching my kids about the robotics, about this scratch game designing. So I'm just trying to distance myself from the traditional teaching we have, like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office, things like that. I feel those things are not too exciting, although it's a basic knowledge that every computer student, every school student must possess. But I just do not like investing too much time in that. I think today's world is all about robotics, about automation, about learning programming languages, because that's where the whole technological world is heading towards. Okay, like if you are an engineer, you're working in a good company, hardly you would be typing documents on your computer. Most of the times you will be coding things, creating new programs, creating new products for your company. So I want my students to learn these things. Robotics, my another interest is robotics. If you visit my YouTube channel, you will find a lot of Lego videos where I teach students how to make the robotic models of Lego, Mindstorm, Voodoo kits. There are so many robotic kits of the Lego, so you can find all those videos also on the channel. Alright, so that was a short introduction about me. And now let me tell you something about the Scratch course, this classes which I'm conducting online on YouTube. So my course is basically oriented towards teaching you all the elements of the Scratch programming language. We will start from the very basic program, like just moving a character on the screen or making our character say something, and then finally you will be able to design a complete game by yourself at the end of this course. In that game, you will be having characters shooting at alien objects, there will be scoring in the game, there will be sound effects, animations, and you will be able to design the difficulty levels also, like you see in the real world games, where if we pass one level, then the next level is more challenging because it keeps the interest of the player into our game. So we are going to learn all those tricks of game designing. And why I have chosen game designing only, because game designing includes each and every aspect of the programming. So if you are able to design a game in Scratch, then you will be having the knowledge of all the programming elements at the end of this course. So I suggest everyone, those who are joining today, and if you like this course, if you like the way I'm teaching, and you feel that 45 minutes of your time is it's worth investing with me, then please watch all the YouTube live sessions, and then in no time you will be finding yourself designing very nice and interesting games. Why I have chosen YouTube live platform? Because first thing, I am a stranger to you, you don't know me. So many of you know me, but so many of you have no idea who am I. And I could have conducted these sessions on the Zoom platform also, but when you go to Zoom, you have a lot of personal interaction with the person, and also I need to upload the recording of those Zoom sessions and share those recordings with you, which will involve a lot of exchange of email IDs and contact information, which at this initial stage I don't want to get involved with. So whenever a live session on YouTube is conducted, then the video is automatically uploaded to the YouTube channel. So without having any personal contact information exchange between us, you will be able to learn with me, and you will be able to watch those videos offline also, in case when I'm teaching you and you couldn't understand anything. So later on you can go to my YouTube channel, click on that particular video. I will label each and every video with proper date and time and headlines, tags, everything, so you can find those videos easily. Okay, so that's a lot of talking now. So I think we can start with the real stuff for which we all are here today, and that is to learn the Scratch programming. So the first thing I want to show to everyone is that how you can get this Scratch program on your machine. So mostly people use three type of machines these days. Maybe you are having a Windows computer with you. It can be a desktop or it can be a laptop computer. In both the cases, we call it as a Windows machine. The second type of platform which is widely used is the Apple platform, which is a MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, iMac, those type of computers. And the third type of devices which people use is a tablet computer. So I will be showing you how you can install this Scratch software on all these three types of machines. It's a very quite easy and simple process. I also have the video of the installation on my YouTube channel. So you can visit the YouTube channel and you will find the videos for installing the Scratch on Windows, Apple, and the tablets also. So for this session, I am restricting this installation demonstration only to the Windows computer because I believe that most of the people they are using a Windows machine. So if you want to install the Scratch software on your Windows machine, the first thing you need to do is to open a web browser, and most of the computers they have a Windows web browser, or so many people they use Chrome browser also. So it doesn't matter which type of browser you are using, you just go to google.com. So we will be opening this search engine in our browser software, and after the browser software is open, you are going to type Scratch download. Okay, do not type anything like Scratch for Windows 7, Android. We don't need to type any such type of keyword here. Just typing Scratch download is good enough. And after you have typed the Scratch keyword, just press the enter key. Now you can see the search results are here on the screen, and the first one is the link which we are looking for. This is on a website. The name of the website is scratch.mit.edu. Now scratch.mit.edu, it's a website which is maintained by the MIT people, and they only have developed this programming platform for kids. So this is the link we are going to click on. So as soon as you click on the link, you will be taken to the Scratch official website, and I suggest you to download the Scratch software directly from the website and not from some other platform, because some people may embed virus or some kind of Trojan horses program into those files. So it is always best to download the softwares from the official websites. Alright, so we have this Scratch download page, and if I scroll down, you can see choose your operating system. Now the website is smart enough to find out which operating system you are on right now. So it's Windows operating system, which is already selected for us. Click on the Windows and then click on the direct download button. As soon as you click on the direct download button, you will see that the Scratch file has started to download. It's a big file. It is 151 megabytes. So depending on the internet connection you are having, depending upon the speed, it may take something between 1 minute to 10 minutes to finish downloading of this file. So once the download of the file is complete, it's very straight and simple process. You just need to click on that exe file. The people who already know how to do the program installation, they know what I'm talking about. Just 25 seconds left, then I will show you a live demonstration of how you can install this software on your computer, and it is free of cost. It's not going to ask you any kind of credit card numbers or Paytm payments, nothing like that. Okay, so now this Scratch setup file has been downloaded on my computer. You can see in the bottom left corner of the screen where it says Scratch 3.18. So you just click on that open file link, and as soon as you click on that open file link, this is the installation window. It's open on your screen. Just let this option be selected, which is anyone who uses this computer, which is for all users, and then click on the install button. And then you just need to follow the simple process of installation. It will ask you whether you want to install. Just click on yes, click on next button. Nowhere you are supposed to click on cancel or anything else. Don't worry about any kind of virus or anything else, because it is an install file downloaded directly from the Scratch website. Now once the setup of the software is complete, you can run Scratch directly from this window. As you can see, it says run Scratch 3. So as soon as you click on the finish button, the Scratch software will start running on your machine. So that's what I'm going to do for now. Click on the finish button and it will finish the installation of the software, and it will launch the software also for us. So now on my screen you can see the Scratch software window. So this is the entire workspace where we are going to create our Scratch programs. Now very quickly I will take you through the parts of the window here. Now this window is divided into several smaller partitions, as you can see. So starting with the biggest one, and which is the area where we will be spending majority of our time. This area is called as the coding area, or it is also called as the game designing area, because this is where we will be creating our program. Then on the right hand side of this, where you can see this cat character right now, this is called as the stage area. And in the stage area you will see the result of your program. So whatever program I am making in my coding area, and when I run that program, the result of that program will be seen in this area. So this is called as the stage area. Just below the stage area we have sprite area, and this area will show you all the sprites in your program. Now I just said a word here, sprite. We spell it as S-P-R-I-T-E, and sprite is just a technical word for a character in your program. So right now you can see Scratch has automatically created one sprite for us, which is this cat sprite. So this is a character in my program. If I want, I can add more characters to my Scratch programs as and when required. For example, if I'm designing a game, I may wish to add a car in my game. So we can add the car sprite also, and then there will be 2 sprites on my screen. So we'll see how to do that in the later part of the tutorials. So anything related with the sprites, whether it is changing the name of the sprite, changing their position on the stage, changing the size of the sprite, everything is done through this area. Then in this area you will find these 2 buttons at the bottom. So if I just take my mouse pointer over this button, you can see it says choose a sprite. So this button is used for adding new sprites to our program. I'll show you very quickly what do I mean. So if I click on this choose a sprite button, you can see there is a complete library of sprites open for me. So these are some of the sprites which Scratch has provided us with. But we are not limited to use only these sprites. Let's say there is a character which I drew in a paint application, and I want to use that drawing as a sprite for my program. We can do that. We can upload our own sprites also into our Scratch program. So we'll see all these things later. So let's say I want to have another sprite in my program, which is this bat character. So if I click on bat, now you can see on the stage I have 2 sprites. There is a cat sprite which was already there, and then I added another bat sprite in my program. So in this manner, this button is used for adding more characters in our program. Just next to the choose a sprite button is another button, and this is choose a backdrop. Now you can see that the stage is a plain white area. Yeah, the background of my stage is plain white. There is nothing in the background. But let's say I'm making a space shooting game. So for making a space shooting game look more beautiful and interesting, a white background is not suitable. Definitely we want some kind of, space or galaxy themed kind of background. So in order to do that, I'll click on choose a backdrop button. You click on this, and then just like sprites, Scratch has given me a vast collection of the backdrops which can be used for making the program. So this is that collection of the backdrops. And just like sprites, we are not limited to only these wallpapers. If I have a picture on my computer and I want to use that picture as the backdrop of my stage, then we can upload that picture and use that picture as a backdrop. So there are unlimited possibilities, and there are very few restrictions in the software. All right, so let's say these two animals which I have just inserted on my stage, I want to show them, in a kind of forest area, that they are talking with each other in a forest area. So I can click on the forest here, and now you can see that my backdrop has changed from a boring white background to a forest background. So in this manner, by the help of this two buttons here at the bottom, we can add new sprites and we can change the backdrop also. At the top you will find these buttons. So this green button is called as a go button, and if you want to run the program that you have created, you can click on the go button. So as soon as you click on the go button, program starts running. Next to the go button is the red button, which is the stop button. And now let's say the stop button, the program is running, but I want to stop my program in between. Maybe I'm not happy with what I have designed and I want to make some changes to that. So before we can make any kind of change to our program, we must stop it. So to stop the program, we click on the stop button. The last three buttons are used for the layout purposes. So I'll show you what these buttons do. So if I click on this button over here, which you can see, if you can see my mouse pointer. So if I click on this button over here, you can see the stage area has been reduced in size. If I click on this button here, then the stage area is increased. And if I want to see my stage full screen, for example, I have designed a game and I want to play my game full screen. So you click on this button which has these 4 directional arrows. So I click on this button, and now you can see that my stage area has expanded to the full screen view. So if you have designed a game and you want to play that game in a full screen mode, this is the button you will go to. To restore the stage back to its normal size, we have to click on the same button again, which is the full screen control button. And we have some more audience here. We have Samarth. Hi Samarth. Satya Singh. Hi Satya. Hi Utkarsh. I do not know whether you people are actually signed into the YouTube with your own name or by using the IDs of your mom or your dad. Okay, so I'm just saying you hi by using the display name on my screen. Welcome to my live session, everyone. Okay, so now this was all the right hand side part of the screen. Now on the left hand side, this is where all the magical components are. So the first area over here where you can see these small rectangles, this is called as my block area. Now in Scratch, the programming is not done by typing the code from the keyboard. For example, if you are learning the programming languages like C++ or Java, then you have to type the entire program from the keyboard. So you type all the commands, all the syntaxes of that programming language using your keyboard. But Scratch is a bit different, because Scratch is meant for the kids of all the ages. Like in my case, I teach Scratch from class 2 onwards. So even a class 2 student is able to program by the help of Scratch, and by the time the students are in class 6, 7 or maybe in higher classes, they can design a full-fledged game here. So because the Scratch is meant for the audience of all the ages, in Scratch we do not type the programs from the keyboard, because if you want to type the programs, first you have to remember the coding. First of all, you have to remember the spelling of all the commands that you need to type, which is not an easier task for the kids of a younger age. So in Scratch, the coding is done by the help of these blocks. So I will just show you. Now you can see that this is a block here which says move 10 steps. Okay, so and I have added this block on the bat sprite. You can see there are 2 sprites in my program. This is the cat sprite. So if I click on the cat sprite, my coding area is empty because I have not added anything to my cat sprite yet. But if I click on my bat sprite, I have just added this move block here. And if I want to use this block, I simply need to click on this. So I click on this block once, and when I click here, please notice what happens to the bat sprite on my stage. So I am clicking here, and now you can see the bat sprite is moving towards the right hand side. And there you go, I have created my first Scratch program. If you had to design the same kind of program in another language like C++ or Java, you have to type at least 4 to 5 lines of coding, and that also without any spelling mistake. If you misspell anything in the C++ program or Java language program, it won't run. You will receive an error message on the screen. So because we are using blocks here, we don't have to take all that trouble of typing the programs, remembering the spellings, remembering all the keywords and syntaxes. Okay, so that's what the Scratch is useful for. Alright, so that was all about the block area over here. And now you can see that if I'm taking this scroller up and down, you can see a long list of blocks. So each and every block here is for a particular purpose, and each and every block is divided into some color codes category. As you can see, I have this blue block, and if you see carefully at the top here, it says motion. So the motion category blocks, they all are blue in color, and as you can understand from the name, motion category blocks will be used for, of course, for moving the sprite on the screen. So any type of action which moves my sprite, which make the changes in the position, in the alignment, in the direction of the sprite, all those blocks are available in the motion category. Then the next category is, you can see it's purple in color, and if you look at the heading here, it says looks category. So all these purple color blocks are of the looks category, and again the name is self-explanatory. The looks category blocks will be used for changing the visibility of the sprite. For example, if I'm not happy with the color of the bat here, I feel that the color of the bat, is kind of boring. So what can I do is, I can bring this change color effect by 25. I'm not going to explain this block in detail right now, that we have to keep for some other session in the future. So if I have used this change color effect by 25 and I click on this block, please notice that the color of this nostrils here, the color of the bat's nostrils is changing. So if I click on the block, you can see the color of the nostril is right now some pink kind of color, now it is red color, now it is orange color. So in this manner, by the help of this change color effect block, I can change the visibility of my sprite. So there are similar type of blocks available here. For example, set size to 100%. Now let's say I'm not happy with the size of the bat sprite. I feel that it's too small. So what can I do is, I can increase the size of the bat sprite by using set size to block. And then here I have to type a value. 100% means the actual size of the sprite, that is 100%. So as you can understand, any value less than 100% is going to reduce the size of the sprite, and any value which is more than 100% is going to increase the size. So let's say I want to make the bat sprite bigger in size. So I'm going to type 120 here, and as soon as I click on this block, please look at what happens with the bat sprite. So you can see the bat sprite is growing in size. Okay, now the bat sprite has been set to 120%. If I want to increase the size more, and type a bigger value here, 150%, and you click on this, and now the bat size has increased again. Okay, so what my point is that if you want to make any kind of changes to the visibility of your sprite, so looks category, has all the blocks which can change the visibility of the sprite. Now if you take this scroll bar up and down, you can see you can go through all the categories here, but there is a shortcut for doing this. You can simply click on the name of the category, which is here on the extreme left hand side of the screen. So if I want to jump to, let's say, control category, no need to use the scroll bar. You can just click on control and Scratch interface will take you directly to the control category blocks. Okay, so that's the use of this part in the Scratch software. Then you can see two more things at the top. The one here says costumes. Now I will briefly explain this costumes thing here, because I will explain this thing in detail when we actually need to use this. For now, you can understand that when we use a sprite in the Scratch program, a sprite especially from the library of Scratch, then it is not just one character. Okay, please don't get confused. It is actually one character, but inside that one character it has different states. States means, I'll show you now. Like in state number 1, this bat sprite is having the wings in this direction, but if I take you to the next state, or it is also called as costume in the language of a sprite, now you can see that the wings of the bat, they are in a different position. Okay, if I take you to state number 3, then the expression has changed completely, and the position of the wing has also changed. And if I take you to state number 4, that's what a bat looks like. So although it's a single sprite, but this sprite exists in 4 different states. And when I make a program, I can choose to display any of these states on the screen. There is a block to do this, and I can use that block to change the state of the sprite. So now a big question: why these costumes are here? What is the purpose behind designing these different states of the sprite? The purpose is very simple: animation. Okay, so if you look at these 4 states of the bat sprite, you can see that the facial expression and the position of the wings is changing. So what would happen if I change the state of the sprite at a very fast speed? It will look like the bat is flying on the screen, and that is how I can show a flying bat on my screen. Okay, I think everybody has seen a flip book. So this thing works exactly like a flip book, where each new page of the flip book has a different kind of drawing, and when you flip the pages speed, you actually see those shapes moving. So exactly the same idea is here. I don't know if I am able to explain it very accurately, but you will come to know more about the costumes and why costumes are there when I will demonstrate them in a suitable, in a relevant program. So for now, we are looking at the interface. So we have code area where you can find out all the blocks. Then you have costumes, where I can choose the costume, or even I can make some changes. For example, if I just want to change the color of the body here, I can very quickly take the color tool, the fill color tool, choose the color whichever I want to, and then I just click here. And now you can see that the color of my sprite has changed. So this area is actually used for making changes to the visibility of the sprite. You can change the shape, you can change the fill colors. You want to erase any particular part of the sprite, you can do it here. You can also draw a new sprite here. So I'll show you all these things in the upcoming sessions. The last tab is the sounds tab, and this tab is used if you want to insert an audio in your program, because a video game without audio is very boring. It's not an entertaining video game actually. So if I want to insert any audio file, an audio effect to my game, this is where we will go, and I'll show you later again when we need to use this, that how we can import the files here. You can see, I'll show you. This is the choose a sound button here. So before I can use a sound file in my program, I have to add the sound file here. So I'll click on this. It will take me to a complete library of the sound file. So I can choose any sound file I want to use, and then when I choose the sound file, that file will be added to my program, and then I can play the sound file by the help of the sound blocks whenever I want. So if I show you, we have a category of block which is completely dedicated for the sound effects, which is over here. Magenta color, maybe, I don't know very accurately what color is this. Yeah, but this set of blocks is used for working with the sound files. You'll find the menu system here. In this box you have to type the name of your file. So just like any other software, if you are making a program in Scratch, you must save that file before you close the software. If you close the software without saving the file, it is lost. You won't find that file when you open the Scratch again. So let's say I want to name my program as first program. Not an exciting name though. First program, and then I'll click on the file menu, and then I will choose save to your computer. Okay, so the option names are different here. If you use Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, you will see the names like save, open, but the name of the menus are different here. Load means open, and save to your computer means that you want to save this file. So we just click on save to your computer, then I choose my destination. Let's say I want to choose the Scratch file on my desktop, and the name of the program is first program, and then I click on the save button, and now this file has been saved on my desktop. So next time I open Scratch and I want to use the same program file again, just choose that file by using the option load from your computer, then choose